Everybody, welcome back to another SAT math video. This is from the 2024 Practice Bundle 6, Module 2 of the Math section. The solution to the given system of equations is x comma y. What is the value of 6x minus 2? And then they give us two equations here that look very similar, and they're basically asking us to find the value of this expression, right? So they told us that the system is, or the solution is xy, some value x, some value y. And whenever you have a system of equations, there's usually a few ways that you can solve it, right? You can solve basically for x, right? You can figure out what x is and then plug that back into one of the equations, and then you can solve for y, which is, a valid method, right? But in SAT, you want to use methods that are fast, right? Um, so maybe graphing both lines, because these could be represented as lines on the xy plane, maybe graphing both of them and finding the point of intersection, that also is a valid method, but I kind of doubt that you're going to want to do that during the middle of an exam. So the fastest method I could think of is actually summing the equations, right? That's a valid method as well. When you have, like, say, two systems of equations, you can basically add the two equations up and then usually do so in a way that eliminates one of the terms, one of the x or y terms, and then you are able to solve for the other term, right? So if, for example, if you had like a system of equations a x plus y is equal to 2, and then you maybe had bx plus or minus y. Let me write that better. So bx like minus y is equal to 4. You can like add these up, right? And then the y's would cancel out, and you'd have like, sum is equal to like 6, right? Uh, You get the idea. So you'd have like ax plus bx is equal to 6, and then you could like solve, if you had more variables, right? You get the idea. So we're gonna basically do the exact same thing for this one, right? So let's first write out our equations, right? And the reason why I'm choosing this method is that you'll notice at the top equation, right, we basically have the same second term, right? We have a 4 or minus 4 times the quantity y plus 7, and on the bottom we have, well, the reverse, right? We have, well, I guess on the top we have minus 4 times the quantity plus 7, and then on the bottom we have plus 4 times the quantity y plus 7, and they equal two different things, right? One equals 442, and this one is equal to 117. So if we add up these equations, we will get, right? You can imagine this x minus 2 plus x minus 2, right? That will basically equal 2x minus 2's, right? Because you can imagine if we rewrote this as like a on the top and then a on the bottom, we would then, the a plus a would equal 2a, right? Where a is equal to x minus 2, right? So using that logic, we will have a 2x minus 2, right? That would be that first term. And then notice here we have a minus 4 and plus 4, right? So the SAT, they were trying to confuse us originally by saying the solution is xy, but really we don't care about the solution. We just want to figure out what this equals, right? And they gave us, kind of threw us a bone, and we're like, okay, we'll just give you the plus 4 and minus 4 of this term. So we automatically can just get rid of it, right? Because plus 4, y plus 7, and then minus 4 will cancel out, right? So that's going to be equal to 0. And then now we just need to add these two together, right? So that is going to be 117 plus 442. So that's going to be 9 the units, and then 559, all right? So we are getting pretty close now, and let's recall, what do they want us to solve for, right? We don't need to solve for x, we need to solve for 6 times the quantity x minus 2, right? So let's see how we can manipulate this term into a 6x minus 2. Well, we can actually make this a 6 by multiplying it by 3, right? So if we multiply both sides by 3, right? So if I times this side by 3, I gotta times this side by 3, right? So then the 3 will times by the 2, and then we will get 6x minus 2 is equal to whatever this evaluates to, right? So then 559 times 3, we would get 3 times 9 is 27, carry the 2, 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 is 17, carry the 1, and then 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16, right? So then we get 1677. So there you have it. That is how you solve this one. Hopefully that made sense and was clear. Again, if there's any way that I can improve these videos, please let me know in the comments. As always, check out Khan Academy. They have a lot of great resources for the SAT to help you self-study and get a great score. Again, thank you for watching.